lovely little gay people in my phone, and welcome back once again to the Glass Closet. This is a gay podcast where we talk about gay stuff on the internet and off the internet and everything in between, but specifically today on the stage. And that's why we have our lovely guest, Brandon Kyle Goodman.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to dive into your lore and also your art and those ways those two things intersect. But
yes.
Before I start gassing up, please share with the audience who you are, what you do.
What do? I'm going to look right to camera. So I'm a multi-hyphenate. She writes, she acts, she hosts, she produces. I wrote on Big Mouth. I was a voice on that show, played Walter the Love Bug. And now I have a stage show here in New York at Ars Nova called Heaux Church, being produced by Lena Waithe and Ars Nova. I have a podcast called Tell Me Something Messy, where we get messy, talk about relationships, sex, identity. Yeah, you know, and I'll be around. I get around. You know what I'm saying?
Very much. Also a Queens native.
Yes, a Queens native, famously.
Yes,
East Elmhurst.
And an NYU grad. Wow.
And an NYU grad, famously.
You built the city.
Listen, period, from the ground up. Okay.
What's that like? Like, okay, so for our lore,
yeah.
I went to, what was it? It was like, not a dress rehearsal, but it was like a...
Oh, you were either invited dress? Were you either the Tuesday or the Wednesday?
It was Tuesday.
Invited dress rehearsal, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And you said you were interacting with the audience like, this is like our first time really
yes.
trying this out and making this happen.
Yes.
And it was excellent. It was comical. It was cathartic. It was such a celebration of Black queerness and also Black American culture. I absolutely loved it, and I thought, yeah, what a gift.
Thank you.
I thought gripping.
I'm so glad you were there.
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me also.
Of course.
And Kate, if we could get the logo for the show, because I want to bring the audience into the incredible worlds you built. Like, walking into the theater was actually, let's go through I have some stills.
Oh, you have stills? Come on.
Come on.
Prepared. This little TED Talk. I'm ready.
Like,
come on. Oh.
Like, guess who?
Guess what?
I kind of want you to respond to the stills and like walk the audience through, especially people who aren't near New York. Can't come to necessarily see it. Like, what's happening here?
Well, so I'm a PK, former pastor's kid. My grandmother was a minister, and so the show really starts welcome you into a church. And then I changed to this cardigan because I also like give you a little Mr. Rogers vibe. I like to say the show is Pee-wee's Playhouse meets Mr. Rogers with Dr. Ruth and Wendy Williams. Like,
so,
you know what I'm saying?
So accurate, yes.
Throw them all in there, okay? So I start out in like this like sparkly suit, but then I change into this sweater that Mika Eubanks, our costume designer, made. Literally made the cardigan because I said I want a cardigan. But she combined it with, if you're a fashion girly, with a bishop cape. And then she embroidered Heaux Church around it. So I love it, and it's colorful. Like, so it was like a 90s inspiration, color blocking with Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, it was so received. Like, I think your inspirations, because especially the show is so personal, like your inspirations from like the media and art that shaped you and like shaped your vision for the show is so palpable and also so nostalgic and also so relatable.
Good, I'm glad. Yes,
and
that was the vibe.
This segment in particular, I don't want to spoil too much, but like with the puppets, like I thought like the interaction, and there's an aspect of it that's incredibly like educational, you know, like it really is about like sexual wellness and like holism and like, no pun intended, but like,
but all the puns, please. Yes.
There's could you talk more about what the process was like in terms of like your creative inspirations? And I know this was like a really long process to like get put to stage too.
Yeah, so I mean, I probably started thinking about a show 4 years ago because I do this thing on Instagram called Messy Mondays where I just basically ask people to tell me something good or messy, and usually it's very horny. These are the hard-hitting journalism questions that I love. I have not. I'm not quick to be out in the nature. I got allergies. But whenever I do get bent over a log to take that log, you'll be the first to know. The second, I'm going to text my bestie first, but then I'll tell y'all. So, because people, you know, they be horny. And so I always, you know, with my background in Big Mouth, where we discuss puberty and sex and all that stuff, I always respond without any judgment, without any kind of shame. And so that just kind of became my bread and butter. And I was like, oh, I would love to do something live, like do a live version of that. And so about 2 years ago, I started was like, how do you take theater and Instagram and like put them together?
Wow.
And so this idea of Heaux Church came up, and it really started with, in the show, I teach people how to eat ass using a donut.
Babe, I did it, y'all.
You did it, yes, yes. Period. Okay, Krispy Kreme, high end. And so like that kind of was the basis around like how do you do the show, but like you can't just ask people to eat ass.
I've heard that somewhere.
You gotta like lube them up a little bit, you know. You gotta warm them up a little bit. So I was like, okay, what's the story around the show? And so we were like, well, we want these elements of teaching, but how do we tell stories that like open people up, no pun intended, to that? And so yeah, so there's like there's you know, identifying your turn-ons, communication. How do you deal with being uncomfortable?
Yeah.
There's a lot of conversation around shame. The show really is about like how do you shake off the shame that people put on you or that you put on yourselves, so that you can really find out who you are. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I feel like you grapple so well with themes that, for no particular reason, really resonate with me in regards to like blackness, queerness, and Christianity.
Yes.
And ways that I think people, I'd probably title this episode something to that effect, but like in a way that I think, obviously in popular culture and mainstream society, like those three words often,
they don't always, we don't respect them together.
Exactly.
Yeah, and like I really wanted to create a show that centered us first.
Yeah.
Like the show, like, I mean, I've had like older, like white women in their 70s be like, this show means so much to me.
Real.
So it's like, it does speak to other people, but like I wanted, as soon as, if you walk in and you're black and you're queer, like you feel like, oh, this is our space. Like we're not the afterthought.
Yes.
Cause like growing up, even like when you think about like 90s shows, like growing up, everyone watched Friends and I watched Living Single.
Hell yeah.
And there was this idea that like we as black folks needed to understand these white shows, but like they didn't have to understand our shows. And so I wanted to create something where it's like, no, like you're in our world.
Yeah.
Even like when you come in, our visual designer, Steve-O Argnosi, did these beautiful stained glass of our ancestors. So it's like Tina Turner, Aretha Franklin, Little Richard, James Baldwin. Just like, so when you walk in, it's like you're already immersed in our world, and then we go from there.
It was so received. Like that honestly meant so much to me, sitting down in my seat and seeing like the mosaics.
Yeah.
Like it was like it really is, it was such a healing show, and it really, I can totally understand why people who literally don't share all of the same like idiosyncratic identities would still understand and relate and feel such care for the show, because there's just something so human about everything you're talking about. I think the show is so based in humanity, like just understanding like who we are.
Yes, period. We don't talk about who we are enough, and like we don't talk about like what are the things that make us nervous, what are the things that turn us on. Like it's a lot of, I always say I'm a recovering perfectionist, so it's like a lot of like pretending like you know everything, and this show for me is like, I don't know shit, like we don't know anything, like I'm fucking shit up, but like let's try it together, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the energy that I want to invite people into, is like, let's figure this out together,
right?
You know?
And it was so what's the word, like collaborative in a way with the audience, like when you were taking, too many spoilers, guys. I was there. I'm sorry. You should have been there.
Yes, be there. Get there.
Get there.
Yeah. No, it's we wanted it. I as an artist, I wanted to build something that I keep saying to my director, Lisa Awaki-Behrman, who is unbelievable, but like that the show should be living and breathing, and that it dies with the audience and it lives with the audience. So, yes, we have a framework because I want to keep everyone safe, but the show changes based off who's there, because there's so much safe interaction. Like you're not forced to interact, but like there's opportunities for the audience to talk with each other and talk with me, and so it changes the energy of the show based on who's in the room and what they're offering.
Okay, from an artist's curiosity standpoint, you as the artist, like I'm really curious how the show has evolved since its debut.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, any fun stories about like the idiosyncrasies of the show, each of them being so different.
Well, the show that you saw was our first dress rehearsal. So it was an invited dress. It was also the first like dress rehearsal, and it was 2 hours. And I was like, I won't be on stage for 2 hours.
So we did that one time.
We did that. I said, love, I will not be on the stage. I literally, my artistic director was making fun of me because I literally walked into the office after, because the way tech works is you do tech all day, you perform at night, and then there are meetings with the designers after y'all leave. And so after that designer meeting, I was like, well, I'm still here, and we got to cut at least half hour off this show. So let's go. What do y'all? Which one cut? So yeah, we spent like another hour after that design meeting, like talking about what to cut, and so we overnight cut half hour off the show.
Wow.
So that's a big change, which you saw, which are not, it's not a spoiler because it's gone, but like there was a pastor, like I do this like pastor sermon, and so we cut that. That was like one of the big cuts we made. And then also just like how we hand out donuts.
Yeah.
We changed that up a little bit, and like so that it was just a little easier for people to get it. And like when my costume change happens, so it's like a little like there's like little things that you adjust so that you really continue to take care of the audience and take care of the tension, you know, like that tension that you're trying to hold with everyone all night, so you never lose it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, what has it been like? How often are you doing the show?
We're doing it 4 nights a week, so Wednesday through Saturday, 7:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, this is just me being a little voyeuristic. Yes, okay, work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the sweater.
Come on, sweater. I mean, really, it eats.
But what is it like to perform? I mean, obviously you're a professional. You've been doing this in this industry for so long.
Yeah.
But and I want to touch obviously on like some of the major themes that you like bring up about your own life and how you connect them to the broader statements about in the piece. But you talk a lot about your mom.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about your grandmother,
Yes.
the woman in your life who like shaped who you were and who you
1000%.
are.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff that comes with that. Like, and I want to touch on that, but I'm also like, what is it like as an artist to? Because I think when you're making, I come from a film background, so when I'm gonna overshare in a film, I'm oversharing a film, and I'm gonna leave it on YouTube, and it's there.
It's there. I did it.
It's definitely there.
Yeah.
With theater, it's like you have to obviously live in that reality every night in such a potent and present way. Like, how has that been for you, like as a person?
You know, it's sometimes it's really difficult, and sometimes it's not. And I think that what makes it doable is that I really did an intentional job about who's around me. And so even though it's a solo show mostly, like, you know, we have DJ Ari Grooves, who's our first lady of the church, and then we have our puppets with by Greg Corbino, but like it's ultimately a solo show. But like there are so many people that are on this show and on this project, from our stage managers to our designers to our assistants. And so like we were really intentional about who we chose to be in the space building it. And so that holds me in those difficult moments and allows me to be present, and allows me to feel safe. And because my production team allows me to feel safe, I can help the audience feel safe.
Wow.
Right? So it's like Lisa and I like met with every designer and was like, you're great, but like, what's your vibe? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was really important to us that people were kind, that they were compassionate, that in addition to being talented, that they also just had heart. And so, because you were going to be working together for so many hours and on something very personal. And so that allows me to show up every night is being held by that community.
Wow. No, yeah, I was going to say that really just comes down to community.
Yeah.
And I think that's such another potent theme, like in the piece, in a way. Like, I think the ways you talk about, you talk a bit about like past experiences, like sexually intimately with people, and like safety, I think. And I think obviously the picture you're painting with the ancestors, like there is something, and also the space you created with the audience, like it is really about holding each other.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yeah, it's like there's a quote that I love that was like, if people can hate for no reason, certainly I can love. And so like that is that used to be in an old draft of the show, but like that's a guiding theme, is that like, yes, we're all walking into this space as strangers, and you might have one friend that you're with or two, but like ultimately we're all strangers, but we all understand each other. There's a quote by the philosopher Terence: I am a human being, thus nothing human can be alien to me. It's this idea that like, we may not have the same identity, the same background, the same walk, but we're human. We want the same thing: to be seen, to be loved, to love. Like, so I can understand you, you can understand me, even if we don't have the same lived experience. And so wanting the show to emulate that like when you walk in, you're all strangers, but I do think when people leave, they feel connected.
Absolutely.
They feel like, you know, there's a moment in the show where people get to turn to each other and say, I love you.
Yeah.
And it's, as an artist, so beautiful to watch it, because people really are excited to like look around the space and say I love you to people they ain't never met.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah, that's important. Like, that's all we got.
True, at the end of the day.
Things are burning. Like, all we got is love for each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really like so admirable to cultivate a space like that, and I really appreciated it. I mean, it was my birthday, famously when I was so I was like, I needed this, like, wow, life's beautiful, it's gonna be okay.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right.
Definitely. And okay, yes, I was just gonna ask for a new picture.
Oh yes, and this is the first outfit.
Oh yes, famously.
That's famously the first outfit, which I think in the script I'm saying it was like Easter Sunday, Coleman Domingo. Like this was actually based off of Hugo Boss. Alton Mason wore this gorgeous suit by Hugo. I think it was Hugo Boss to the Met Gala this past year, and there was like this gorgeous cutout. And so we wanted to kind of recreate something like that. And my costume designer, Mika Eubanks, again, built up this. The cutout is a stained glass window.
Wow.
The dramaturgy, baby.
Very much. Very much.
The dramaturgy. And it's like fully hand beaded and it's like unbelievable, actually, how they rock that.
See, I'm a dyke. I don't know anything about fashion.
That's
I just
right.
know it's served.
You know it's served. That's what matters. You felt it. You were like, you felt it. You
yes.
said that's eating. I don't know what it is, but it eats.
I don't know what's going on, but I'm seeing a window. I'm looking through it. Yes.
But I'm here for it. Yes, period. Yes.
I also wanted to touch on. Can we get the photo of what's the other one? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, the lingerie. Yes.
Hey.
The donut. This is what we said. The donut. Okay.
Exactly. I wanted to talk a bit about the gags. Like, there's so much heart to the show, but there's also so much joy. There's so much levity. There's so much humor. So I want to talk about your inspirations, the concepts, your co-stars, I guess, like the puppets.
Yes. Yes.
And of course the donut aspects. Like, where did this all come from? How did it manifest? And where do you think your humor lives as an artist?
Oh my God. I love to laugh, and I think my humor ranges. I love the corniest shit. Like, give me your corny dad joke, because the fact that you were bold enough to say it makes me laugh. Like, it's campy. So I'm like, and I'm down for the fun, like, high end shit. Like, there's such a range. I love Whoopi Goldberg. I love Wendy Williams. I love Real Housewives. I think they're the greatest comedians.
Real.
Like best improvers out there.
Great point, actually.
Of course I love Nick Kroll, and just like the range of the inspiration is all over. But growing up, I was also obsessed with Barney, and I was obsessed with Lamb Chop, and I was obsessed with these puppets.
Yeah.
And there's, I think it's season 6 of Big Mouth or season 7. We do a Christmas episode, and we decided to puppify. It's a word now. The main hormone monsters, and it was like a harken back to those old like Christmas specials, and I loved how it turned out. It was so fun to watch, and everyone did such a beautiful job. And so when we were building this, I was like, I love the idea of puppets. And there's something nostalgic about that. And then it was like, what if the puppets are genitals?
Right.
Like, what if like it's a pussy puppet who like teaches you about sex?
And
like,
did.
And did. And what if like her friend is a butthole puppet? And so our
Thank you so much for reminding me.
Yes, butthole. Butthole's there.
Like, you ate down. Butthole though?
Butthole is the star. I'm there, but like everyone loves butthole. Like, I don't know what it is, but butthole really eats.
So bad.
Literally.
So sorry.
Yes. So like, Pussy was inspired by Eartha Kitt, and Butthole's inspired by Beaker from the Muppets. So like that's why Butthole doesn't speak. He goes.
But like, you hear.
But you hear it. But you know what he's saying. You're like, I know what you're saying. And then there's Floppy, who's an emotional penis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's inspired by one of my partners. Has an emotional dick and like can only get hard when he's turned on. And when we first got together, like that was what we were having issues. And he was like, I just need to know that you care about me. And I was like, oh, I care about you. And that thing worked. And I was like, oh, people have emotional dicks. Like, and as I've gotten older, my dick is very emotional. And so we created this character Floppy, who is uncomfortable and like doesn't like talking about sex. And he's a surrogate for the audience.
Real.
And so he teaches an uncomfy song, and then, he
and
goes on his journey. When we sing it.
He goes on his
journey, like the rest of us. Yeah, so I think my influences come from all over the place, but definitely I love the nostalgia. Like, I just love the kids shows really, the way that kids latch on to those kid shows.
Yeah.
And we lose that lust as we get older. We lose our imagination. And so this show is like, how do I get back to your inner child? What are the ways that I can like grab your inner child? And it's like puppets, disco balls, flashy lights, like the things that just kind of make you go, oh my God.
Literally.
Yeah.
It sparkles.
The sparkles, yeah.
But it's in, like the heart's beyond, you know?
Yeah.
I also think it resonates because the show, in a lot of ways, felt like a walk through the timeline of your life, you know? And I feel like, obviously, we have, like, the penis puppets, yes. But it's also, like, I felt you, like, as a young person, like, in your room, like, and I could tell what you were watching, and I could tell, like, I could tell, like, what like, because I wasn't there, like, I was born in, like, 01, you know?
You're like, I don't know about it.
I get it. There's such a universality to, like, that type of media. It's so relevant now, too. So many things are pulling from it, and I just feel like you synthesized it in such a cool way that does really speak to the audience's inner child, children.
You realize that we're all, no matter what our generation is, that it's human to, like, go through becoming a human, right?
That's
like to right, like it's like the components might be different, or the like accessories around it, but like coming into yourself is just a human experience. And so whatever generation you are, you can understand it when somebody tells you how do they come to find out who they are, because that's what we're all trying to do, is like figure out who the fuck we are and take pride in it, like celebrate it, you know, and shake off the other bullshit. And that is just human, right?
Definitely that.
Yes.
I need to hear that today, sorry. But I wanted to ask if you could tell the audience a little bit about like what the emotional arc for you, yourself as the protagonist, was like throughout the story.
Yeah. So, you know, I always say sex is candy. So the show starts with the candy, which is like, let's talk about sex, and here's my relationship to it and the conversations about it. But then as you go along, you have to understand like why we're in church. And we're in church because I'm a pastor's kid, and so I grew up, my grandmother was a minister, so I grew up kind of under her charge. And then I had a mom who was always exploring things outside of Christianity, which you kind of understand in Heaux Church that we're building our own church. We're building this new kind of church. And so like I'm very influenced by my mom, who, you know, was Buddhist, did The Secret, did this, like was always trying different things. But then as it goes on, I do tell the story that my mom became born again. And then when she became born again, she took issue with my queerness. And so then there became a rupture, which I write about in my book as well. And so it was like bringing that story to life of like, here's what happened in that rupture. Here's what religion did to what was otherwise a best friendship. And then how do you rebuild when, you know, the kind of the rug is taken from underneath you. And so you kind of watch me go on that journey. But I like to also say the point of it is not for the audience to feel bad for me, but for the audience to go, well, how do I reflect about what I've been through? And how do I talk about what what you've been through? And how has that impacted your relationship to your body and to your identity and to yourself? Because trauma happens, and a lot of times we don't deal with it. And because we don't deal with it, now we're just kind of always bleeding on people. You know, like if you're not healing that wound, it's just gonna
get on someone else.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And so like, how do you take the time to reflect, address, and heal for real? So this what the hope of Heaux Church is the space to like actually begin the real healing. Yeah. And
I was gonna ask, because I think with pieces that touch on homophobia and like family breakdowns, like especially within Blackness, like I ponder a lot about how someone, because my best friend is actually also a PK, and like I called him immediately after the show, and I was like, you
have to go.
Yeah, you have to go. But like what it does to someone's relationship to spirituality. Because I was also like raised Christian-ish, and like I feel like that journey, like, or at least like what the actual foundational like understandings or what it's meant to be, you know, or like really what, maybe it's not even about Christianity, what core values about life and community and being kind to your neighbor and like love really like sits so much for me in this show. You know? And like it was such a cool, this is something I've thought about a lot. Like I wish there was a gay church. I've actually really thought about that. And so it was so cool to see those values that, you know, are supposed to be Christian but sometimes aren't always acted upon that way.
Yes.
In this context that like celebrates us. But I also wanted to ask about your own relationship to Christianity, to spirituality, in this context now.
You know, it's been such a journey. Funny enough, growing up, one of the churches my mom took me to, the pastor was gay. And so like for a while I had this gay pastor, which is why when my mom kind of shifted, it was kind of jarring, because I was going to a church where the pastor was gay, and it was like uptown, so there was a lot of Broadway girlies going, so it was like a lot of queer folks there. But I would say that over time, I lost my relationship specifically to Christianity because it became not safe ultimately. People were picking and choosing a lot of what they wanted to use, and that just became uncomfortable for me. So I just put it down altogether. But I had to come back to spirituality. And that's where I am now, which is that I wouldn't say that I identify as Christian, which even saying that feels weird because I was raised in it, and it's like it is the way. But I wouldn't identify as Christian. I would identify as spiritual. That my spirituality and my religion is love. My religion is creativity. It's art. It's humanity. It's kindness. It's compassion. And so like that's where my focus is. And you know that like I say now, listening to Whitney Houston belt "I Have Nothing" can be a prayer.
Absolutely.
You know, like that your meditation doesn't have to just be this one thing or memorizing Bible verses. It's this, right? This is church. It's like hanging with somebody who you feel kin to, and you're having a good time, and you're kiki and you're laughing. Like that's church. You know what I'm saying? So like expanding the definition of spirituality in church to include your humanity and the humanity of others, as opposed to following a bunch of rules that you're like, ultimately, no shade, a bunch of men wrote. Right. Like, no tea, no shade. Like, if you really were to go back, like, I don't know if some dude in the sky was stressed about homosexuality.
No, damn shit.
I just like,
I
I just don't know if he was like, oh, you wearing cotton, that's great. Like, I don't think that like, I'm not sure, you know, even Jesus, like, if you really look at the history of Jesus, like, I'm not sure Jesus would be pressed. I think Jesus would actually be appalled at like how y'all using his name for a lot of bad things.
Definitely.
So like when you start, like, you know, I talk about in the show, like when you pull at like the history of the colonization and how that has impacted religion, you really have to get curious. Like, whose is this? Does this belong to you? Like my family being Caribbean and my mom being born again, there's a sadness that I have because I'm like, that isn't even your religion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm also Caribbean.
Yeah, you know, like, and I don't mean that shade, like, believe what you want to believe in, but if you look at it, you're like, oh, that was brought to the islands.
It was forced upon us.
It was forced upon us.
Yeah.
That wasn't even, we didn't care about gays. We didn't care about trans. We were actually, like, looking at you sacredly at one point. And then here came, you know, people trying to oppress, and then it's just so sad that, like, it still continues, that they were so successful in the propaganda of it that like families are broken over you being gay. Like, fuck out of here. That's so boring.
Yeah, which is also so antithetical to what's in the Bible.
Yeah.
itself, like to abandon or to let that come between family.
Yeah.
It's so, and I think I'm glad you mentioned the Caribbean. That's something I haven't like talked about much in this podcast, but I'm like first gen. I'm Jamaican, y'all, by the way.
First gen. Yeah, it's Trinidadian. Trinity, yeah.
And like it really is, I feel like, such a different culture in the Caribbean.
Yes.
There's definitely parallels to, you're first gen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's definitely parallels to like homophobia that I think has come out of like Black American slavery.
Sure.
But like in the Caribbean, like I don't know.
There's like it's a different flavor.
Different vibe.
Yeah. Yes.
And
yeah.
being from New York, there's so many. I feel like Queeribians here. It's a coin term, yes.
I love that. I'm gonna take that. Queeribians, period.
And I feel like, how do you feel? There's a real cultural conversation, especially because I feel like there's so many first-gen Queeribians in like, specifically like Brooklyn and Queens, that it's a kind of a diaspora war conversation of like how much you can claim to really be like one or the other if you weren't born there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like the way I think first gen, second gen queer-bians in this part of New York City, like, have cultivated a community, thrown our own parties, like, found our own voice, even though we're kind of the only, we're trying to represent our islands, but really we are our own thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I guess, how do you feel about that aspect of your identity and your queerness?
You know, I didn't have a relationship to it for a long time because like the last time I was in Trinidad was like when I was 8, and then as I, you know, was finding my queerness, I just like never went back. But then I you know, you may not know directly, but you feel that there's a tension happening. But in my in the last, I would say 10 years, I've been really re-embracing it and like really proud of it, especially as I get older and I can see my grandmother's face in the mirror, and I can see my mom's face, and I can see their features, and it's just like, and like, it's funny you say you're Caribbean. It's like, I always know a Caribbean person, but I never articulate it, but like I can see it. And it's just like there's a bond that we have, and like there's a way the face is shaped that you're like, oh yes, we're from the islands, you know what I'm saying? And so like there's a pride that I take in that, and I think meeting other, you know, our sound designer, Chris Darbasi, is Trini, they, them. And so like having them on the show, doing sound was also healing. Cause it's like, oh yeah, you're first gen Trini, like, and you're on this show and you're queer, and like knowing that, cause you can feel very isolated. You can feel like you're the only one.
Absolutely.
But finding others and being like, oh yeah, we're Caribbean and we're queer. Exhales.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's beautiful. It's healing.
Definitely.
You can really feel isolated in it.
And and it's so nice. Like, it's so nice to feel like you see yourself.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And I think you're doing that. I hope on this podcast. Hopefully, I hope so many people are seeing themselves in you, because I think like you have such an all-encompassing and accepting message with so many like different things about you people can relate to. You know what I'm saying? As a queer person, as an artist, as a black person, as a non-binary person, as a Caribbean person, like, hell yeah.
Let's hell
yeah.
Run the list.
Like, I love to see that, because I think that when it comes down to, like, I think the most marginalized amongst us have like the most high expectations put on us in a lot of ways.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I think a lot of people, and I often say, sometimes within reason, I support black queer people's rights and wrongs. Sometimes. Don't take me too far.
I like, you have the right to be a villain if you need to, you know what I'm saying?
I'm going to try and give grace as much as I can.
Absolutely.
But I think a lot of times when there's multiple forces, intersectional oppression upon one person, like, there can be aspects of gatekeeping. There can be a lot to protect that can actually isolate one from being as open and accepting as, like, your message is. And I think that's so important.
Yeah. I support mediocrity, by the way.
By the way,
like,
just in case.
Because you're like, you get the more intersections you're at, the more people put on you, and the more you have to be the greatest or whatever. I'm like, white people get to be mid
all the time.
Like, we should be able to be mid too.
God forbid.
Like, God forbid. God forbid. I think it's mid. Like shit. God forbid I half-assed this. It's like I want I want to create this space. Like, that to me is equity. That's equality. Real. It's like when we also get to be like, we on our mid shit today, love.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you're actually the last guest, so this is kind of something very similar.
Yes.
It's like, I'm gonna make my art just because, like, it may be bad, but at least it's out there.
It's out there. I'm making it. Y'all be making the same fucking movie over and over again and over again, love.
Yup.
Okay, like, I'm gonna do the same thing. Like that, like, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
It'll be exceptional. Who knows?
Absolutely. Who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe it'll hit, maybe it won't. I hope that this show hits, but you know, like,
I think it hits, guys.
Thank you. Period.
But what do you think? What was it like, kind of growing into yourself with that? Like, do you feel like you ever had a phase where you were more protective of kind of what you've been through?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that it took time to get to the openness. I think I was really guarded to the point where I think I was also, if I think about like my, I don't want to say college, but like high school, like I was kind of mean at times too, which that's not unique. I think a lot of queer folks, when they're repressing something, it comes out in a combative way. And so there was a lot of protecting of myself, a lot of regulating and just hiding. And then I think once the rupture between my mom and I happened, which was about 15 years ago, it was devastating. It's still devastating, but there was also a freedom that came from it because I didn't have to represent the family anymore. So like blessing and a curse, right? Like I would never wish that on, like, if you have a good relationship with your family, I want you to have that. But the rupture actually allowed me space to say some shit and do some shit because I didn't, especially Caribbeans, like, you are a representation of your family. Like, you're not going out here making us look crazy. Like, that is a constant thing. And so with that relationship, not really there, it gave me space to figure out who I am without, there's a question that I love to ask, which is, who would I be if society never got its hands on me? And I started asking that question actually like around 2020. And that's been a guiding light because you realize that so much of how we dress, how we act, how we think is because we're told to. You're a woman, so you got to do this. You're a guy, you do that. You're black, you should have this. It's like, or you could just be you.
Yeah.
But that's scary because there's not a social script for that.
Very true.
But like once I started like asking those questions, then I just started playing a little bit. That's where I found my non-binary identity. I started playing and I was like, let me put on some heels. And I did. I bought some heels. Bro. They hurt, so I don't wear them that much anymore. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, but give myself permission to try things. And then with the internet being such a, social media, love and hate, but like a space to talk about that stuff and hear people and see people respond in a way that's like, oh, me too. Oh, I've been through that, or that makes me feel seen. That just kind of encouraged me to keep talking because it's like, oh, so we're all faking?
Yeah.
Oh, we're all bullshitting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to just take the mask off and say,
be real.
Be real.
Yeah.
And that to me has allowed me so much more freedom, and I hope allows other people freedom because it's like when you're with me, I would say on my corner of the internet, like, you're safe. Yeah. Like, you come over here, like, you're good. I accept you. I see you. And everything else is, as long as you're not hurting yourself or anybody else. Yeah. That's that's my religion. Like, take care of yourself and take care of others.
Absolutely. And I feel like that ethos that you're touching on, not across the board, but I think it kind of paints a picture for me or hits me as a distinction between queer spaces and straight spaces.
Hey, talk about it. Break it down.
Like, why? You go into a straight bar, you can just feel.
You feel it.
And why I think so many typically straight women like want to go to gay spaces. Yeah. Like, there's a real difference in mentality, ideology, ideas of culture, ideas of how one takes care of the people around them.
Yes. And also I would say queer spaces versus gay spaces.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but gay spaces also traffic in the same thing the straight spaces traffic in, which is like, this is your box and this is what you're supposed to do. And when you go to queer spaces, you really can feel that it's like, everybody's here and you're loved and show up as, you want to wear that? Great. You want to wear that? Great. You don't want to do that? Like, come here. You know what I'm saying? And there's a freedom to just be yourself. And it's intoxicating when you get the taste of what it is to just be yourself. Yeah. You want more and more of that. You want to be around that as much as you can be.
Absolutely. I think it's like the type of spaces that cultivate people understanding themselves better. It's like why community is so important. I'm really a nightlife girly,
Yes, work.
I be at the gay bar, whatever.
I be in bed at 9:30.
I just had a birthday. I need to get where you are.
Yeah.
The clock is ticking.
Come on.
But I really think it's a thing where, and I hope more spaces like this are cultivated in New York, but that are just community oriented, that don't necessarily have to be nightlife oriented. Yeah. But there is something so intoxicating that I think I don't really travel much, but I'll just say I haven't experienced anywhere but New York. Like, I haven't been many places. But
listen.
Do you feel that way? Like, what? I'm sure you've traveled a lot. Like,
I've traveled a bit. There's nothing like New York. I will say that. Like, I have traveled, and New York is still like an anchor, and it always has been because it's such a melting pot. It's such a, whether you're gay or not, like, there's so many cultures here. There's so many cultures running through, and so like, you just feel that we're all here in it, and so that influences the decor, that influences the parties, that influences the music, it influences the food. Like, everyone is pulling from each other, and there's a celebration there. And then I think also like there's been spaces abroad that do the same. I went to Madrid Pride a couple years ago, and that was delicious.
Madrid.
You know, Madrid. I was like, oh, okay, hola. Like, like, please and thank you, gracias. Y'all pretty. Y'all so pretty. But yeah, wait, what was the question though?
Just like how you've experienced queer spaces in different cities as compared to New York.
Yeah, New York to me still is one of the best. One of the more inclusive. Like when you say queer, because I've had people label parties queer, and you show up and you're like, all y'all are still white. All y'all are very white and muscly. Okay, I don't know if you're using the term correctly. But thank you. but I appreciate you trying to signal. And so for me, New York is always like the for me has been the blueprint of queer spaces.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, you know, you think about like Stonewall, you think about Marsha P. Johnson, Sylvia Rivera, like, of course, like the history is here for that. LA is trying to figure it out. She's trying, you know. Sometimes she fails, sometimes she gets it right, but she's trying. Yeah, and then abroad, like, I went to some parties in Amsterdam that felt like they were queer, like, you know, like, anywhere where people like it, anywhere where people are like, fuck the system, you know, I think is where you're gonna find some great queer spaces.
Absolutely.
Where they're not like, I think I haven't been to Berlin, but like Berlin I imagine would be, because they're not like scared of their sexuality. Yeah. Places that are scared of their sexuality, which I think LA is.
I kind of see what you're saying.
Yeah, you know, like that. Then it kind of it hinders the ability for the queer space to exist.
Absolutely. And I've never been to LA.
Yeah.
Sorry, LA watchers.
It's okay.
But
what up, LA?
The impression I get is like there's what you're talking about when you say fuck the system.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's something kind of implicit about perpetuating certain aspects of the system within the culture of LA. Yeah. And I feel like that will be imbued into queer spaces. It can get close. But
yeah, like LA's interesting. Like LA's beautiful and has a lot of incredible communities and
definitely multifaceted.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are queer spaces, but there just aren't as much, because I do think that this is my opinion, which is LA proper, this like Hollywood city proper, is very influenced by Hollywood itself. Right. And that is so plastic, you know, like that is so, you know, one note. And so the energy of that Hollywood glam, I think, just like trickles down into some of those spaces. And so you feel like people are presenting more than like being. And I think when you're in a queer space, you're being, and it's whatever it is. Like it's
unapologetic.
It's unapologetic. It's authentic. It's messy. It's fun. It's funny. It has a range. It has a breadth. Whereas sometimes LA, it's like people are trying to get it right. Yeah. Which is their own trauma, you know. And it's like, it's not because they're bad or wrong, but it's like, oh, there's a trauma here that's not being addressed. Yeah. There's a freedom that's not being
conquered.
Yes.
Yeah. I just noticed that, like I said, I haven't been to LA. And I'm not trying to homogenize LA, y'all. Educate me in the comments.
Please. LA has a lot of beauty in there. Absolutely.
I'm sure.
Yes, for sure.
I just feel like in New York, I'm really glad you brought up the distinction. That's kind of the arc of this whole season of the podcast, which wasn't on purpose. But like, the distinction between gay and queer. And I mean the same thing in like lesbian and like queer. Like, I mean, almost either side. Like, it's like where there's really an effort. And I typically think those spaces are cultivated when the real ethos of the party is like fundraising, or like genuinely like we're putting this, like, queer nightlife is supposed to be reprieve. It's supposed to be resistance. Like those aspects are part of it inherently, and always have been in a lot of ways. And so when we reclaim that, we build spaces that like the goal is that we are dancing for like a cause, or like we're dancing because we all believe
there's community. We're all here to do something for something. Yeah.
And to tie it back to the show.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Wait, I'm finding it.
Do it. Find it.
I feel like that's the space we've cultivated with Heaux Church. In a lot of ways. It's like, it feels like art, humor, joy as an act of resistance. And like, I think community, I think talking about sex, I think you being on the stage is like such an act of resistance in times like today.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
I just really appreciated that because I could just tell, I did feel kin. I felt very kin.
Good,
I could tell we have similar ethos about the world and about queerness. And I think many people feel that way about you, and I think you are such a person to look to. So, like, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I was so excited. I was so excited to meet you and so excited when you asked me to come. This is so wonderful. I love how you start the show. Like, hello, thinking people in my phone. I was just like, yes, these are my people, period.
I always get comments that's like, why do you call me little?
You're right, big. You big.
Big people, yeah, you're so strong. Well, thank you so much for coming on once again. Can you tell the people everywhere they should find you?
Yes, you can find me at BrandonKyleGoodman.com, on Instagram at Brandon Kyle Goodman, and Heaux Church tickets at BrandonKyleGoodman.com as well. And that'll take you everywhere because I got a Substack, I got a podcast. You know, I got a TV. Like she's a multi-hyphenate, so
she's
Brandon
findable.
You know,
find her.
Find her.
All the links will be down below as well. And I hope you guys resonated and enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. I feel like really happy and moved. So
yes, so this was a great conversation.
I wish the puppets were here. I wish Butthole was here.
I know. I wish Butthole traveled.
Bye, y'all. Stay gay.
Bye.